Hello everyone. Welcome on in. If you was news here, what? If you was news here. If you was news here. I am Victoria from Wings of Ascension, and this is your weekend horoscope for May 27th, 28th of 2023. Now, before we open the charts, I want to talk about something that is like real lived what we're talking about. We have this Venus-Uranus sextile going on that's been going on for a few days. It's hit exact. We're feeling it. This brings in a clarity of change for us, that we feel things that we can just jump into. New things come up. We can see patterns that we've been doing and break them. And something that came up for me with these horoscopes is I think it's going to make more sense if we talk about the long-term transits first, because these are days to weeks that we're feeling them, and then talk about how the moon is either supporting or causing challenges with these, just because I think it makes more sense. We've been talking about something for a long time. We're working on this. This is a lesson we're building through, and then we have the flavor of the day with the moon. So we're going to try it like that, just because why not, right? Venus-Uranus, try something new. So, if we have Saturday, here we are. The long-term transits. Like I said, we have Venus in good conversation with Uranus. They're in a sextile where we're ready to make change. And it's comfortable, and we want to. And we're doing what we need to for us. And we're getting support from that with Mars and the Sun in a sextile. The Sun being our ego, being our drive through life. Mars being how we get things, our passion. We have support to make the changes, to feel comfortable and powerful in our own uniqueness and our own identity. We are being the individual, and we are standing firm on that. We have been talking for a long time about this intensity with Mars opposing Pluto. Knowing who we are, where we are in the collective, what we believe versus what the collective is saying, finding our own truth. Then we have a square from Pluto up to Jupiter and the nodes, which then square down to Mars, where we're questioning our values, questioning what we believe. Do we believe what the collective is telling us? Do we believe we're on our soul's journey? Really, this is a moment of who the heck am I, and am I doing this for me, or am I doing it for you? That's still felt very intensely, but like we talked about before, you have the want to make change, the Uranian energy is going to bring in change, and then you have the Sun in good aspect with Mars, so you want to do it and you feel good doing it, right? You're supported to be the individual. We do have other transits. I'm going to go blue so you see the new thing. Other transits that we're working on. We have the Sun that is now starting its square over to Saturn. Here's Saturn, and here's the Sun. So what does this mean? The Sun, your ego, is in a difficult conversation with Saturn, our responsibilities. Yes, Saturn absolutely is our determination. It is how we get things done in terms of hard work. Mars is how we achieve it, how we physically go out and do it. Saturn is our willingness to stick to it and get it done. So when you have your ego in a battle with your determination, you can have things pop that come up with fear, because Saturn is also about fear, of your ability to get things done, your ability to manifest what you need, like money to pay your bills. You can have things manifest in fears of knowing that you have a responsibility that needs to be taken care of, right? You have a hole in the wall that needs to get fixed. It has to get done. But you also want to go out and sunbathe. It's uncomfortable. It's not a fun time because you're finding a balance between what needs to get done, what you want to do, and then feeling into what truly does matter here. Because you may have responsibilities that have been put on you, either by yourself or by others, that truly aren't the most important thing. Sometimes it is more important to leave the hole in the wall and to do self-care. I don't know where that is for you. You know what your journey is. I don't. But this is not a comfortable long-term thing. However, like we said in the beginning, you have this want and willingness to change. You have Uranus, it's going to shake things up because that's what Uranus does. And then you have this Mars Sun where you have the action and the drive to get it done. So we have a lot of support from all of it. It's just a matter of making sure that, like I said yesterday, you keep in your heart, you follow your intuition, and you turn your mind off. Today, the daily transit that we have. Nope, we're going to go back to purple for the moon. The moon is in Virgo. So while we're working on all of this stuff, the moon is in a very grounded sign. Virgo is very meticulous. It gets things done. It follows the to-do list. Virgo loves the to-do list. Virgo makes sure that every T is crossed and I is dotted. It's kind of a boring, focused, earthy thing. I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't mean that people that are Virgos are boring. No. My father was a Virgo and he was very much anything but boring, but he did get things done. Very focused, very driven. So this is kind of supporting us to overall feel that we need to make changes, that we need to focus on what's truly important for us. So that's a good thing. The moon is going to make a lot of aspects, a lot of positive aspects. She's making a good aspect over here to Jupiter. Here she is. To Jupiter, also our north node and our south node. She is unfortunately going to square the sun, which kind of puts a damper on things. But overall, we have support to feel into our future in a serious way that isn't daunting, if that makes sense. That we can find our responsibilities and we can stick with them. Really, that's what it is. We go over to Sunday. The same long-term transits are there. I don't think we need to go into them. We'll just talk about the background of Sunday. Sunday, the moon moves a little further into the sign of Virgo. And she is going to, my phone's ringing, don't know if you heard that. She is going to help us out with some positive things. She's going to make a positive sextile over to Venus. I was just looking at it like, what planet is that? And I don't remember. And she is going to make a positive aspect over to Uranus. Here is Uranus. Overnight, she's going to make an positive aspect over to Mercury, but we'll be sleeping. So pay attention to your dreams. Anytime we have these moon things are coming up in your dreams, it means something. But Sunday, you get a lot more relief for all of this because Moon Venus just feels really good. It feels very comfortable. You want to be around people. You want to talk to people. You don't have a problem with things. Moon Uranus, in a positive aspect, is change is coming in. Anytime you got Uranus, change is coming in. You can't expect nothing to be like you thought it was because Uranus ain't going to follow nobody's patterns, right? Any Aquarius that you know is not going to do what you expect them to do because it's not what they do. It's not what Uranus does. So Moon Uranus is bringing in a change of patterns. It can help you to, like we've been working on, see patterns to change them. These are simple things too. Like I know that I normally get up and I do X, Y, and Z. Maybe I'm going to do Y, Z, and X first. Simple things, right? When you have Virgo, it's very simple. Just like when you have Taurus, it's very simple. Not super scary, little things that are going to build up because it's the small changes that make the whole different. So overall, Saturday is kind of a more difficult day than Sunday, and the whole weekend is kind of just more serious than fun. We've left Leo's world of joy and we've entered Virgo's world of serious. So it's got to be done. We've got, like I said, you go back to Saturday. I'll pull that one up so you can see everything again. You've got this positive stuff. You've got plenty of opportunity to make things happen, to make things be what you want them to be. Step into yourself. But no, it's not going to be the most carefree Memorial Day weekend you've ever had. Just going to tell you honestly. But, you know what? Sometimes we need that. We need that groundedness, especially when we're talking about Memorial Day. What are we celebrating? What are we honoring? It's not just a long weekend, right? So, not terrible, just not super exciting. But, you know, I'll come back and I will just tell you, yeah, that's where we're at, right? Yeah. Be you. Don't be afraid to be you. A lot of people are afraid to be themselves. And I think people are afraid of their own light, which is really sad because we all have something amazing to offer. And when, like I've said this before, when you light up and you're honestly lit up yourself, you light others up. So be yourself. Do what's important for you, whatever that means. Don't fall into your fears. Don't fall into your self-doubt. And just stay on the path. Okay? As I tell you every time, you've got this. We've got this. I love you all. And I will see you on Monday.